Winning American Idol was supposed to be Roberts' ultimate dream come true. But in 2026, the confetti has cleared, and a massive, top-secret war against his own record label has just begun. Can the ultimate reality television victory truly guarantee a lifetime of artistic freedom? Or does the prestigious crown actually conceal a highly restrictive corporate reality? When the national broadcast of American Idol concluded in 2025, the confetti and celebratory applause created a powerful media narrative of ultimate triumph. Roberts, a vocalist who captured the demographic majority of voting audiences, was universally projected to become the industry's next generational talent. However, as our investigative unit evaluates his professional trajectory in 2026, the pristine narrative has significantly fractured. The public champion, whose authentic vocal performances generated millions of weekly television ratings, has undergone a drastic professional transformation. Behind the highly curated social media presence and meticulously drafted press releases, a complex and potentially volatile industry conflict is currently unfolding. To the casual observer, Roberts achieved the American dream practically overnight, a massive platform and instantaneous global recognition. Yet an objective analysis of the modern music sector reveals that transitioning from a competitive broadcast format to a sustained, mainstream recording career is fraught with severe administrative hurdles. Our ongoing investigation seeks to deconstruct the immediate aftermath of his highly publicized television victory. By examining the stark contrast between his emotional on-stage coronation and his current operational reality, we aim to expose the underlying friction between raw artistic talent and the uncompromising demands of major entertainment conglomerates. The story of Roberts in 2026 serves as a critical case study, forcing industry analysts to question the actual structural integrity of the reality television pipeline. What are the actual legal and financial parameters embedded within the lucrative recording contracts awarded to national television competition winners? Immediately following his unprecedented television victory, intense industry speculation began circulating regarding the specific legal agreements Roberts was required to sign. While the public celebrated a multi-million-dollar recording contract, financial analysts and entertainment lawyers offer a significantly more cautious perspective. Industry and legal experts have suggested that the standardized contracts utilized by major television franchises frequently operate as highly restrictive 360-degree deals. Under this specific corporate framework, the affiliated recording label aggressively secures a substantial percentage of all gross revenue streams generated by the artist. This financial encumbrance extends far beyond digital audio consumption and physical record sales. It deeply penetrates live performance ticketing, exclusive merchandise licensing, and lucrative third-party brand endorsements. Consequently, Roberts was effectively transitioned from a sovereign, independent creative entity into a heavily managed, high-yield corporate asset practically overnight. This aggressive corporate integration means that every strategic career, from promotional scheduling to public relations messaging, is subject to rigorous executive oversight. The overarching objective of the label is to ensure an immediate, guaranteed return on their massive promotional investment. Therefore, the artist is placed in a highly pressurized environment where long-term creative development is frequently subordinated to short-term algorithmic chart performance. This structural reality exposes a stark contrast to the independent artistic journey perceived by the general public, highlighting the intense administrative constraints placed upon newly crowned champions. Does mainstream commercial viability necessitate the complete eradication of an artist's original, authentic sonic identity? A critical flashpoint in the ongoing analysis of Roberts' 2026 career trajectory occurred with the official commercial release of his highly anticipated debut single. Music critics, market analysts, and his dedicated consumer base were immediately struck by a jarring stylistic departure from his previous television performances. The authentic, emotionally resonant, and organically gritty vocal style that originally secured his massive domestic audience had been meticulously scrubbed. In its place, The recording label delivered a heavily synthesized, auto-tuned audio product designed explicitly to conform to current algorithmic pop music trends. This immediate pivot sparked widespread consumer backlash and ignited severe industry controversies. Underground digital forums and independent music journalists began circulating unverified, yet highly credible, reports suggesting that Roberts had initially recorded a full-length, authentic soul and R&B project. However, internal corporate sources allege that label executives deemed the original material commercially unviable for mass pop radio syndication, effectively locking the master demos in a corporate vault. Roberts was reportedly instructed to provide vocal tracks for pre-approved, committee-written material designed strictly for high-rotation playlist inclusion. This alleged creative suppression highlights a fundamental tension within the modern commercial music sector. It raises alarming questions regarding creative agency, illustrating how major entertainment entities frequently prioritize proven, data-driven audio formulas over the unique, localized artistry that initially attracted the television viewing public to the performer. How does the entertainment industry's most promising new asset suddenly disappear from the premier promotional circuits during the most critical phase of his career launch? As consumer backlash regarding his synthesized audio debut reached a critical threshold, media watchdogs noted a highly irregular development. Roberts essentially vanished from the public eye. During the first quarter of 2026, a period typically characterized by aggressive, wall-to-wall corporate promotion, Roberts was conspicuously absent from major industry awards ceremonies, premier red carpet events, and highly syndicated television interviews. His official public relations representatives hastily issued a series of standardized statements citing generalized creative exhaustion and sudden scheduling conflicts to explain the abrupt cancellations. However, experienced entertainment journalists immediately recognized these rationalizations as standard crisis management terminology designed to obscure severe internal friction. Highly placed background sources within the recording studio infrastructure indicated that Roberts was not suffering from physical exhaustion, but was rather engaged in a prolonged, hostile, closed-door administrative standoff with upper-level network and label executives. The core of this reported conflict centered directly on his contractual right to exert influence over his own commercial music releases. This sudden withdrawal from the highly visible promotional apparatus is an incredibly rare and risky for a newly established artist. It signifies a fundamental breakdown in the traditional artist-label relationship, suggesting that Roberts was willing to completely stall his own commercial momentum rather than continue operating as a passive participant in the corporate distribution of music he fundamentally opposed. Is it logistically possible for an artist bound by a comprehensive management contract to secretly finance and orchestrate an independent creative rebellion? While traditional media outlets continuously debated the precise reasons behind his professional hiatus, comprehensive investigative reporting has uncovered evidence of a highly sophisticated, covert operational strategy. Confidential informants and financial tracking indicators suggest that Roberts is actively orchestrating a massive, unauthorized creative rebellion directly beneath the administrative oversight of his parent recording label. Rather than engaging in a highly publicized, protracted legal dispute that could his career for years, insiders claim Roberts executed a brilliant financial. He allegedly redirected a substantial portion of his initial television earnings and early commercial advances to discreetly construct a state-of-the-art private recording facility entirely off the traditional industry grid. Operating in absolute secrecy and isolated from corporate surveillance, Roberts has reportedly been composing, producing, and a completely independent body of work that accurately reflects his original sonic identity. This calculated strategy demonstrates an unprecedented level of business acumen for a newly discovered talent. By quietly building an autonomous production infrastructure, he is systematically to bypass the traditional industry gatekeepers and algorithmic committees that previously sought to control his output. He is transforming the narrative from that of a restricted, contractual victim into that of a highly strategic, independent musical entrepreneur, actively laying the technical groundwork to eventually release his genuine audio products directly to his established consumer base. As this unprecedented, behind-the-scenes conflict escalates, must we fundamentally reassess the true cost of participating in the reality television star-making machinery. The current professional standing of Roberts in 2026 positions him at the of what may become the most explosive, precedent-setting music industry conflict of the current decade. He has systematically shattered the carefully maintained public illusion that winning a heavily sponsored broadcasting competition guarantees a seamless, unimpeded trajectory toward lifelong artistic fulfillment. Instead, his ongoing administrative struggles expose the harsh, highly restrictive reality of corporate ownership within the mainstream pop sector. He has conclusively proven that genuine artists must be prepared to risk their entire commercial standing in order to protect the integrity of their vocal and lyrical output. By effectively trading the temporary, heavily subsidized hype of a television finale for a high-stakes, strategic fight for his own operational freedom, Roberts has fundamentally altered the standard reality television narrative. As industry analysts monitor the impending clash between his independent production efforts and his label's restrictive contracts, the situation serves as a profound cautionary directive. The next time millions of viewers witness a new champion being crowned beneath the stadium lights, they must critically evaluate the underlying economics of the moment. Consumers are forced to ask a highly uncomfortable question. Is the celebrated vocalist actually achieving their ultimate lifelong dream, or are they simply walking blindly into a beautifully disguised, legally binding corporate trap?